Hello all, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to understand how, let's say, if we have a process builder with multiple immediate actions, and if we have a trigger in place on the same object with different events like before insert, after insert, before update, after update events, how it is going to react, that we are going to understand, right? So let's first understand what is the process builder that we have and how it is designed. So we have a process builder created on account object, right? On account object we have two conditions. Condition one has one immediate action, which is a field update, and irrespective of the condition one status, it can be a true or false. We are trying to push this flow to go to next action or next condition using we in the process builder we have an option called evaluate next criteria. So if we have more than one condition, then we can also push to next condition irrespective of condition one, a true or false status, right? So in the condition two, we have three different immediate action. One is a flow, and there are two other field updates. So total three field updates in condition two and one field update in condition one, right? And in addition to this, we have a trigger in place on account object with all the events. We have before insert event, after insert event, before update and after update event, right? So on the whole, what we are trying to understand is uh, in the process builder, for each action, trigger is firing or not. If yes, then whether the values are exchanging from process builder to trigger, and in case if you are changing some values in the trigger, again it is fetching back to process builder, or again it is returning back to process builder or not. This is the another thing that we are going to understand. And uh, now process builder is doing field updates. As part of this, trigger is invoking. Trigger is doing some kind of field update or validation. Again, the flow is returning back to process builder. So all this is happening in synchronous mode. So in the backend we will just see only one debug statement. In case if you try to see what is going on in the backend, for that we generally refer the debug logs, right? So if you open debug logs for all these, like for all these immediate actions which are written on the process builder, plus the trigger act for the trigger logic, for all this we just have only one debug log created, which means it is action, the entire process or logic is happening synchronously. As a result, the limits, the governor limits will be shared across all these components, right? So that is all about the plan for this video. And in this video with me, my colleague Srinivas is also there. So we are kind of doing a play by play video. Hi Srinivas, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Manjunath. Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Srinivas, and I am working as a Salesforce developer along with Manjunath. Welcome to our channel.
Yeah. So without any further delay, so we're going to start this practical session on this by creating a new record on account and see what's gonna happen in the backend by making use of debug logs. So I'm just handovering it to Srinivas. Srinivas, can you go ahead and create record and and show us the debug logs and see what's happening in the backend?
Yeah, sure, Manjunath. Thank you. So we are going to create a record in the account object. So we have written a process builder and a trigger on the account object. So first, I am going to create a record on the account object. Let me create it first quickly. So as of now, we have account name, parent account, active account number, website, and description fields, but I am populating only the account name field. So I am going to give test name 2001. This is the account name. I am not going to populate any value here. We will see what will be the output here once I save the record. Let me save the record. Okay, so the account record is saved here. So we can see the values populated. What is the value here? So the field active is yes, it is updated, and the account number is 10001, and the website field here, and the description field. So these all the fields populated through the process builder update. Okay. So let me go to the process builder. Just quickly, I'll open the process builder. You can see what are the conditions we written, what are the update actions is performing here. Let me open this. Right. So this is the process builder created on account object. So here we have written two criteria here. So validation criteria 1 and validation criteria 2. The first validation criteria is account name start with test. This is the validation criteria. Account name start with test. So here the the account name what I given is test account. So 2001. So here the account name is started text. This condition is true. So whenever this condition is true, it's going to perform the actions, immediate actions. So in the immediate actions, I created one action that is update active field as yes. So I'm going to update the field, the active field of account. So it will update as yes. This is a pick list field. It's going to update to yes. So by this field update operation. So once the field is updated, once this field is updated, so this update action will cause before update and after update triggers fire. So once the update is completed, so before update and after update triggers will be fired on the account object. So we will see that one by using the debug logs. So we enable the debug logs. We can see the debug statements by using the developer console as well. Let me go to the developer console and so in the developer console, so here log is created here. Let me open the log quickly. And I'm going to filter the log for only debug statements. So we will see here. So in the first here, the first line number 3, it's going to print here the inside of trigger. It's printed. So it is a trigger and the count. So we are going to display the count, how many number of times the trigger is going to fire. So this is the first time the trigger, the count is 1. So it is the inside of before insert event. So this is the first before insert event going to fire. So whenever we click on the save button, first it is going to fire the before insert, after that after insert. So this is the before insert. So here we can see the active field and auto number field, website field and description field. All these fields are null values. These are the trigger.new values. Okay. So because we did not populated these values, so whenever we go and see the after trigger, like after insert, so there is no values. So because only while creating the account, I given the name of the account, I did not given any field value. So after this, so whenever the field update means the process builder field update happened, so we updated the active field as yes. So after that, it's going to fire the trigger again. So it's a count 3, means third time it's going to fire here. And we can see here inside of before update event. So before update event here, we can see the values. So field active, this is null, and account number, website description, everything is null. So this is the trigger.old values. And this is the trigger.new value. So here the value is updated here by the process builder. So trigger dot new is yes. The existing value is null, and the process builder is updated this particular field, like the active field, to yes. So that's why we can see here trigger dot old is null and trigger dot new is yes. This is the before update trigger. This is the before update event of the trigger. And here we have the after update event as well. Here also we can see the same values. Field active is null, and the trigger dot old. This is the trigger dot old field active, and this is the trigger dot new field active. This is yes. So this is the first update action. Let me go to the process builder again. Next. So once the field update is completed and the before update and after update triggers is fired. So after that, now we added here evaluate the next criteria, means irrespective of the condition. So once the condition is true, after completion of the actions, it is going to check the next condition. So whenever we enable this option like evaluate the next criteria, so it is going to check the next evaluation criteria. This is the next condition.
So in the
So
condition one, so we had immediate action, right? And once the immediate action is done, the trigger is fired, correct? So trigger is fired. In trigger again, two times it executed. One for before related events trigger, and the second one is after related triggers, right? So
yes,
when
correct.
we create a record from the UI, it is considered as an insert. So for insert, again we have two contexts, right? One is before insert, after insert. So trigger executed twice there. After that, we have a process builder in place where we are checking condition of the account name, and we are doing immediate action, right? So immediate action is here a field update. It's an update event. So before update trigger, after update trigger is executed soon after completing the immediate action, right? So now, as of now, four times trigger executed, correct? So the next thing
Yes,
is we have evaluated the next criteria. As a result, it is going to the next condition. So it is again checking condition, account active is S, right? So where we are exactly changing to S, because we are not doing this uh, active status to S, we are not doing it from the UI, right? So where we are updating this as part of immediate action field update in the condition one. So when it goes to condition two, in condition 2 again, it is considering that as a yes, meaning the condition 1 action results are available to condition 2, right? Meaning condition 1 action results are carrying to condition 2 action, right? Yeah,
yes, you are correct.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So here the condition one, the update values are passing to condition two. So because in the condition one, we are going to update this active field is yes.
Hmm.
And now in the condition two, I'm going to check whether the active field status, this is yes. Okay. So this is the condition. So this condition, this criteria will be true because I did not populated the value from the UI, but this active field is updated through process builder action. So this criteria is true and it's going to perform the immediate actions. Let's see what are the immediate actions are there in this here.
Yeah,
So we
so
have list of
basically it
immediate
is,
actions.
so basically it is kind of chaining. It is a kind of chaining, right? Passing action one, condition one action results to condition two, right? Because it's
Yes,
in the
correct.
backend, it is happening synchronously, one after the other. So first the function condition one actions are done, then it is happening synchronously. Because of that, it is capable enough to pass the data to the next action. So that is why in the second condition, the value became true, condition became true. So if condition is true, then we have three different actions here, right? Action one is launching a flow. Inside the flow we are doing a field update, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So launching a flow. So actually inside the flow, we are doing a field update. So what we are going to update here is, so we are going to update the description field of the account object. Just description is updating through the flow. This is one update event. And the next one, this is one update action. And the next one is update the website. So we are going to update the website field in the account object. And the next one is one more update operation here. The one more update action here, that is account number. So we are going to populate the account number here. These are the three different actions we created here. The three different actions. One is flow, another two are the field updates.
Okay.
Okay. So we will see what's happening here. So once this field update happen, so whenever the criteria is true, it's going to launch the account flow. So the flow is going to update the description of the account object. So we will see in the debug logs again, we will see the logs. So whatever the trigger is fired and how the values change it here. Let me go to the debug logs, debug statement here. So we will see here, you can see in the highlighted
Yeah. So now
line.
we are into now as we explained earlier, like trigger executed four times already. Now we are into fifth time execution.
Yes. So here we can see this one, the count is 5, fifth time execution, and it's in inside of before update event. Now we can check here the field value. So in the previous update operation, trigger.old, the active field of trigger.old is null, and the active field of trigger.new, yes. But now we can see that the trigger.old active field is yes, because it is chaining always the values. Trigger.old and trigger.new values are updating, the values are updating with the latest, the recent values. So you can see the same value in the trigger.old and the trigger.new as well. This is the trigger.new. And now in this action we are going to update. So we updated description field through the flow. So we can see the description field here. We can check here trigger.old description, it is null. We can see the trigger.new field description here updated through the flow. Just I added a just a statement like in the description updated through the flow. This is updated from the flow.
Okay. So in even in the before update, old value for description field is null, and new value for the description in the before update itself is with some value. This value is basically updated from the flow, right?
Yes,
uh,
correct.
okay.
Yeah. So here what's happening is, so whenever the field is updated, after updating the trigger is going to fire. So here the old value is available in the trigger.old and the new value we can see in the trigger.new.
Okay.
So here the before update trigger, before update event is fired here. This is the count number 5, and we can see the same like after update. Here we can see in this line after update trigger. This is count 6. So we are not doing any, or we are not performing any operation in the after update. So and the before update values and the after update values are same.
Okay. In
Just we
after
wanted to
update,
check.
in after update, what happens to the description field? It still continues to be null, right? The trigger dot old value in the description for after update. Okay, so the interesting part is like if in the uh, after update event also, trigger dot old value for the description field still remains null, right?
Yes, correct. So we can check here in the trigger invocation, the number 6. So we can see the values here. Trigger dot old is null. Trigger dot new, the value is updated through the flow description. This is the
Okay.
after update event. After update event, we can check here. This is the event.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So next we'll go to the next action. So once the flow action is completed and we observe that the before update and after update trigger events is fired. So after that, now in the next step is, so it will go to the next action. So what is the next action here is, it is an again one more update operation. It is like it is going to update the website field. It's going to populate the website field and the account object. So update the website. So once we update the website field, okay, so what will happen is, again, it's going to fire the trigger events, the before update and after update. We will see that one in the debug statements. Let me open the debug statements. Okay, see here, we can see the count number 7. Inside of trigger, count number 7. The trigger is invoking here 7th time after completion of the update. So now we can see that we updated the website field here. So please look at the website field here. We will see what is the value in the trigger.old and we will see what is the value in the trigger.new. The value in the trigger.old is null. This is the website field. It is null. And see the trigger.new. The value inside the website field, it is some value is populated. So whatever the value we updated through the process builder, the value is populated here. So we can see this one in the debug statement. This is the trigger.old and this is the trigger.new.
Okay. So
Yeah,
now again it will initiate the after after event trigger, which is after update trigger, right? The count of the trigger is again increased to 8.
yeah. This is the count number 8. It is the after update event.
So what is the value in trigger.old for website field? Still it remains as null. So and trigger.new for website field is value is what? It is populated with some data in the
Data.
after
Yeah.
trigger, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So this is done, and now again we are going back to the process builder, right, for the next action.
Yes. So let me go to the process builder and we will see the what is the next action. The next action is, it's again one more update operation here. So update account number. So we
Okay.
are going to update here. We are going to populate the account number. I'm giving some account number like 10001. This is the account number. This is a one more update operation. So here, after completion of this update operation, again the before update and after update trigger events will be fired. So we will see that one in the debug statements again. Let me go to the developer console.
So now the count will be 9, right? So now
9.
9,
Yes, the
and
number 9.
in the 9. So if you think about trigger.world previous value, now it is populated here, right? For website field, for website field in the before update itself is populated. This is previous update value, right? Previous action value. And now we are checking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
uh,
immediate previous
yeah, now we are checking for account number field. Account number
account
field
number.
of trigger.old is blank, and trigger.new is the value which is updated through process builder. This is what happening in the before update trigger. Now again after update trigger will fire now with the count as 10, right? Now in the
Yes,
count, now again if you check trigger.old value for account number, it still remains null, but trigger.new will be new
it would.
value.
Yeah,
Trigger.new, yeah,
this one.
yeah. Now account number is populated with some value, right? So
Yes,
now again it will again the cursor will be given back to process builder, right? Now trigger execution is done. So now the cursor will be again given back to the process builder, meaning it will return from the trigger to process builder. Okay, now go back to process builder. Let's see if there is any actions pending, right? So there are no other actions pending. So there is no point of again triggering the trigger, right? So the trigger will not execute anymore, correct?
correct.
Okay. So on the whole, what we understood is on each immediate action, let's say in immediate action, if we have three actions, one is a field update, another is launching a flow, and again in the flow, if we are doing kind of a field update, for each action, a trigger will execute. Before triggers, after triggers will execute, right? And the values, how it is exchanging the values between trigger.old and trigger.new, that is also very important, because in case if we are depending on trigger.new and trigger.old values inside the trigger, the values which are flowing from the process builder, we should be aware, uh, we should aware with this flow, then only we can able to add filter proper conditions and see the desired results, right? That was the conclusion, right? Thank you, Srinivas. Thanks for joining with us today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.